So if you've ever thought, I'd love to start a magazine, but I don't have the money to do it, then this video is for you. Because believing that you need a big upfront investment is the number one reason people never start, but it's also not true. You do not need a ton of money to start a magazine. And I know this because I started my first magazine when I was a junior in college with very little money. And that one decision has turned into a 15-year career as an editor in chief. So, if you're new here, my name is Kate, and I am the founder and editor in chief of Mini Magazine and Tool Magazine. And I am also the creator of the Editor Academy, where I teach people how to start and grow magazines from scratch. Now, I've seen this over and over again. People don't fail to start because they're not talented or because they don't have a great idea for a magazine. They fail because they think the barrier to entry is much higher than it actually is. They think they need investors, a team, or some massive budget to start. So they wait. And then the waiting turns into years. And I think you know where I'm going with this. They keep waiting and then it never happens. I actually see this belief come up a lot. I've even had people comment things like, starting a magazine as a solopreneur on a budget is impossible. And I understand why people feel that way, especially if they've only seen magazines built inside large companies with big budgets. But that has not been my experience. I started my first magazine as a junior in college with very little money, and I've been building from there for the last 15 years. Now, I do want to be really clear about something because the phrase no money gets misunderstood online. So when you hear that you can start a magazine with no money, what that usually means is that it doesn't require a big upfront investment, not literally $0. You don't need investors, you don't need a huge budget, you don't need a staff, and you don't need permission. What you do need is clarity, consistency, which is a major must-have, and a willingness to start small. So let me take you back to 2011 when I started my first magazine. I was a junior in the journalism school, and all in, I probably spent around $500. And again, I was a college student. I did not have endless funds. I did not have investors, and I did not have ad sales fueling this from day one. It was just me and my Dell laptop. So the first thing that I did was buy a domain, which you can still do now for under $20. I taught myself WordPress, and I built my own website using a very inexpensive hosting plan. I used a student version of Adobe InDesign to lay out the issue. Today, you can subscribe to Adobe InDesign for under $30 a month, or you can use tools like Canva or Affinity for even less. I then used Issue to publish the magazine digitally, which is currently around $30 per month. And finally, I did one very simple photo shoot for the cover. Now, I did fly out to LA for that shoot just because I wanted to be there and to see my idea come to life, but that part was completely optional. I should also say I was a little insane and made that a day trip from Chicago to LA. So if you want to hear more about that story, I talk about it in this video right here. So when you break it down, I spent money on a domain and hosting, on publishing software for layout and distribution, on one photo shoot for the cover, and I used a computer that I already owned. Could I have done it for less? Yes. Did I have to fly to LA and pay for a shoot right away? No. But I chose where to spend my money because it helped me move forward, not because it was required. And this is a place where people tend to get tripped up. In the beginning, photo shoots are not required. I've actually published entire issues using existing imagery, contributor photos, and stock images. The cover photo shoot that I did for this first issue was not required to start. It was completely optional. I think when people hear starting a magazine with no money, they assume that it means cutting corners. But what it actually means is being intentional with how you spend money. The goal is not to spend money. The goal is to simplify everything, to remove the friction so you can actually get your idea across the finish line and begin. The truth is that starting any new business, whether it's a magazine or something else, is always a little scary. It's unfamiliar and it's uncertain. And because of that, your brain will come up with every excuse it can to keep you safe and put it off. Believing that you need a ton of money to start is one of those excuses, but it's just not true. So, if you're dreaming about starting a magazine this year, here's what you can do with very little money. The first thing is to define your magazine. What is it? Who is it for? And why should it exist? Your magazine does not need to be for everyone, and it shouldn't. What it should do is aim to fill a specific gap or demand. For example, when I started my first magazine in the parenting niche, it was because a very popular parenting magazine had recently shut down, and I didn't really see anything else filling that void. So I set out to create the magazine that I believed would fill it. So, the second thing you can do to start a magazine with very little money is to start building your audience. It costs you nothing to start social media and it costs you nothing to start posting. So, you can absolutely start building your audience now. When I started my first magazine, what I did was throw the idea out onto Twitter, which was what we did back in 2011. I created an account and I started posting. I started interacting with the people in my niche, and I started showing up as the magazine that I wanted to build. That didn't cost me any money, just time and consistency. The third thing is to start digital first. The barrier to entry is incredibly low when you start digital first. You can always move into print later, but starting digitally allows you to start building that audience first with very little cost. So, whether you start with social media, with email, or with your website, the primary cost is your time. You can start social media just like I did, where your magazine will live until your website is ready. You can also start an email list or a newsletter through a traditional email service provider like Flowdesk, which is my pick, or through something free like Substack. This allows you to start building a subscriber list and delivering content. Again, very low cost or even free. So the fourth thing is to build your website. Now, you will want a website since this is where the magazine will live and where you're going to direct people. And before you think, I don't know how to build a website, there are platforms like Showit that are completely drag and drop. When I first started, I taught myself WordPress and I used a WordPress theme to get my website up as quickly as possible. Since then, I've moved my magazine websites over to Showit, which makes the process so much easier. On Showit, you can literally drag the elements around the page to build your website. There's no coding required. And honestly, I wish I would have had Showit when I started. I would have saved myself so much time and frustration. So the fifth thing to do is to plan your first issue. Now, I mentioned this in my last video, and I don't want this to be misunderstood. When I say that you should focus on planning your first issue and not planning your entire future, that is purely about momentum. If you want to actually launch your magazine, you can't allow yourself to get overwhelmed by some big, elaborate 5-year plan. Focus on planning one solid issue. Get a feel for organizing the issue. Learn how to plan stories and conduct interviews. You can always make a more detailed plan later, but focusing on your first issue helps to keep the momentum going and actually launch your magazine. Now, the sixth thing to do is to source your content and your contributors. You do not need a huge budget to create content for your magazine. In the early days, I did all of the interviews and I wrote almost all of the articles myself. And I still write a good amount of them today. So if you can handle the interviews and writing the articles yourself, this will always be the most cost-effective option. You can also source contributors who are willing to write for exposure or for a lower rate as you get started. You can often find these contributors in your own network, in any groups you belong to, on social media, or through marketplaces like Quoted or Help a Reporter Out. Now that brings me to the final thing, which is to plan the design. Design is one of the most important aspects of a magazine, but it does not require a large budget. You can use tools like InDesign, Canva, and magazine templates, all of which are valid options for laying out your pages. Now, if you don't feel confident laying out the magazine yourself, you can find designers on websites like Fiverr and Upwork, Behance, or Dribbble to help you put everything together. Canva did not exist when I started, so I taught myself how to use Adobe InDesign. So if you're interested in using Adobe InDesign to lay out your magazine, I would highly recommend downloading a free trial to play around with the software, practice laying out some pages, or making a mock cover. There is a little bit of a learning curve, especially if you're not familiar with other Adobe products like Photoshop, but if you're planning to design the magazine yourself, that just takes time. Canva also offers magazine templates built directly into their platform. And since Canva acquired Affinity Publisher, many of Canva's features are now baked into Affinity, which is completely free. So since you found this video, it's probably because starting a magazine is something you've been thinking about, but the money element has been holding you back. I want to reassure you that I did not start a magazine with a big budget. I started a magazine by starting. That one small decision I made as a college student has turned into a 15-year career as the editor-in-chief of 2 magazines with millions of views and 6-figure subscriber lists. You don't need money to start, but guidance does save time. And that's exactly what I teach inside the Editor Academy, which is the most comprehensive course on starting a magazine. Inside, you'll find my step-by-step system for planning, designing, publishing, and monetizing a magazine. So if you want to hear more about that, I'll leave a link in the description below. So if you've been waiting because you think you need more money to start a magazine, I am here to tell you that you don't. You just need to begin and keep the momentum going. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more on starting and growing a magazine. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.